Once upon a time, there were 3 bears who lived in a house in the woods. Papa Bear was a great big bear. Look how big he is. Mama Bear was a middle-sized bear. And Baby Bear was a wee little bear. Look how small he is. And in their cozy house, each of the bears had their very own bowl of oatmeal. A great big red bowl for Papa Bear, a middle-sized purple bowl for Mama Bear, and a wee little green bowl for Baby Bear. Look, Baby Bear has the smallest bowl because he's the smallest bear. And each of the bears had their very own chair. There was a great big chair for Papa Bear, a middle-sized chair for Mama Bear, and a wee little chair for Baby Bear. Do you think Papa Bear would fit in Baby Bear's chair? I don't think so. He would be too big. And each of the bears had their very own bed. There was a great big bed for Papa Bear, a middle-sized bed for Mama Bear, and a wee little bed for Baby Bear. I see that Baby Bear's pillow is the smallest pillow. That's because he's the smallest bear. One spring day, the 3 bears made oatmeal for their breakfast. And while their oatmeal was cooling, they went out for a walk. I see a big red bowl, a middle-sized purple bowl, and a wee little green bowl. The 3 bears went for a walk in the woods, and while they were walking, a little girl named Goldilocks came up to their house and peeked through the window. She looked right in. Seeing that the house was empty, no one was home, she turned the doorknob and walked inside. When Goldilocks saw the 3 bowls of oatmeal on the table, she realized just how hungry she was. Uh-oh, what is Goldilocks doing? Look at her. She's holding a spoon and her mouth is open. First, she tasted Papa Bear's oatmeal in the big red bowl, but it was too hot. Look, she burned her tongue. Then she tasted Mama Bear's oatmeal in the middle-sized purple bowl, but it was too cold. And finally, she tasted Baby Bear's oatmeal in the small green bowl, and it was just right. After she finished all of Baby Bear's oatmeal, Goldilocks decided to rest. First, she sat in Papa Bear's chair, but it was too hard. Then she sat in Mama Bear's chair, but it was too soft. Finally, she sat in Baby Bear's chair, and it was just right. It was just the right size for Goldilocks. As Goldilocks rocked back and forth and back and forth, suddenly the chair fell over and broke into pieces. Look at her face. How do you think Goldilocks feels? I think she feels scared. Goldilocks was afraid that someone might have heard the clatter, all that noise, so she jumped up and ran to the window. But no one was there. Phew! Then, even though she had eaten the oatmeal and broken Baby Bear's chair, she stayed in the house and began to climb up the stairs. Boy, she must be very curious and a bit nosy, too. At the top of the stairs, Goldilocks discovered the bedroom where the three bears slept. First, she lay down in Papa Bear's bed. That's the biggest bed with the red blanket. But it was too hard. Then she lay down in Mama Bear's bed. That's the middle-sized bed with the purple blanket. But it was too soft. What's she going to do next? What do you think? Finally, she lay down in Baby Bear's bed, and it was just right. Baby Bear's bed was the right size and very comfortable. So she snuggled up under the covers and fell fast asleep. While Goldilocks was still sleeping, the three hungry bears came back to eat their breakfast. Now, seeing that the spoon was already in his bowl, Papa Bear exclaimed in his big, gruff voice,
Somebody has been eating my oatmeal.
And when Mama Bear saw the spoon in her bowl too, she commented in her middle-sized voice,
Oh, somebody has been eating my oatmeal.
Look at their faces. Look at Mama Bear's paws on her hips. How do you think they're feeling? They don't look happy to me. At that very moment, Baby Bear saw his bowl and cried in his wee little voice,
Somebody has been eating my oatmeal and has eaten it all up.
No more oatmeal. And look, whoever ate the oatmeal made a big mess. There's oatmeal all over Baby Bear's placemat. Then Papa Bear noticed that the red cushion on his chair was crooked. Papa Bear exclaimed in his big, gruff voice,
Somebody has been sitting in my chair.
And when Mama Bear noticed that the purple cushion was crumpled on her chair, she commented in her middle-sized voice,
Oh, someone has been sitting in my chair.
Look at Papa Bear's face, his eyebrows, and his mouth. I think he's not a happy bear. With tears in his eyes, look at his sad face. Baby Bear looked at his chair and cried in his wee little voice,
Someone has been sitting in my chair and has broken it into pieces.
Suddenly, Papa Bear's ears perked up. He heard someone snoring upstairs. As the bears walked into their bedroom, Papa Bear noticed that the pillow on his bed was not in the right place and exclaimed in his big, gruff voice,
Someone has been lying in my bed.
And when Mama Bear noticed that the covers were crumpled on her bed, she commented in her middle-sized voice,
Oh, someone has been lying in my bed.
Fearfully, a little scared, Baby Bear looked at his bed and cried in his wee little voice,
Someone has been lying in my bed and she's still there.
Oh no, look who's in his bed. What is Goldilocks doing? Goldilocks was so sound asleep that she didn't even hear Papa Bear's big, gruff voice. She was so sound asleep, she didn't even hear Mama Bear's middle-sized voice. Look at Goldilocks. I don't think anything wakes her up. But when she heard Baby Bear's wee little voice, It was so sharp and shrill that it woke her up right away. Look at Baby Bear's face and Goldilocks' face. I think they're both very surprised. Frightened, feeling really, really scared, Goldilocks ran down the stairs and out of the house all the way to her own home. Where did she run? To her own home. The bears started to follow her, but when they saw how frightened she was, they stopped where they were and let her run home, and they never saw Goldilocks again. I think Goldilocks learned her lesson never to touch or take things that were not her own, that didn't belong to her.
The end.